Hey Elaine, so I went ahead and pulled a full focusing on the three subjects that you wanted me to focus on, and I will kind of just try to tell it as a story here. Your main card you have is the Page of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles and the Justice card. So when it comes to your career and your finances, to know that something's going to be offered to you, that when it comes to a good news or an announcement, I kind of feel with the three of cups in reverse that it's not going to be a group thing. It's going to be, you're going to be singled out for this promotion or this chance to do something here, to either go further in your career or advance in a certain way. You have the Justice card. So, the Justice card is all about getting the worth of what you've put into a job, whether it be love or friendships. The Justice card shows and says, if you've been a good person and you've tried your best and you put your effort into this, then you're going to get something good in return here. Now, I do feel that there is a male in your environment, or maybe this is to come, that can seem very energetic, very passionate, kind of has no consequences. They kind of do what they want to do. They go by their own, they follow their own rules. But there is some kind of toxic behavior with this person. Whether it be they're in a toxic relationship and they're trying to get out of it and they're just not taking any advice to get out of this relationship, or if, they're into, toxic behaviors that are damaging their body, and they don't want to, hear about that. I do feel that you were going to have like a celebration with a certain people, and that's going to be canceled for some reason. Now, when it comes to love, you really have to stand in your power here. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Because you have the Queen of Wands here and you have the Lover's card, but you also have the Ten of Pentacles. So when it comes to love and getting into a relationship, to stand in your power and know what you want when it comes to love. Know what you want out of a relationship. And if you're not getting that, to just, fleet away from that. Because you don't want that heartbreak from in the past, any kind of trigger, and think that you can change this person. So, that's kind of like a warning, just, to know your boundaries, that you want stability and security within your home, within your life, okay? So to not fall for that again. And I say that because you have these three cards here. We always follow our heart and not our mind at times. We don't meditate enough or sit back with a decision if we're going to proceed, because sometimes it just benefits us completely to just jump all in, and then things fall apart and we feel that we had followed our dreams, we had followed our desires, so why did it fall apart? And it had nothing to do with you. Sometimes, these people just weren't meant to be in your life. So, the universe kind of made things happen to where they wouldn't be in your life anymore. But for some reason, I'm being pulled over here. It's almost like it was nobody's fault. I'm also getting like a sickness or an illness in the past with love. Whether this person couldn't be with you any longer because they were taken from you, in a way. So, I don't know why I said that, but I just felt I had to. when it comes to career, you kind of own your little circle there. Like, you have your protective shield. You are comfortable in your environment, okay? But you also have the Wheel of Fortune. So I kind of feel that things are always, nothing's moving forward. Things are kind of like, what comes around goes around, is still circling around. It's the same thing. To stand your ground with that and know what you're worth. You know, I'm not getting anything so far about leaving your career, but I am getting a good offer coming in your career with finances. You know, so the cards are kind of advising to step outside your circle, your boundaries, and try something different and see how that goes, and just kind of stick to your guns when doing that, even if it involves a travel in a way, you know, and we're comfortable where we are, that it's okay to, you know, push past that fear and try something different within the career, you know. So I feel where you're at right now, emotionally, spiritually, physically, that you're very content. You have the things you need. You might not have all the things you want, but you are in a good place right now. You know, you are respected, you are loved, you take care of people, you know, you are the nurturer. You have the Sun card. So I don't know, like, if something's fighting with you against feeling that way. If so, let me know. Someone could be taking your energy. Someone could be, you know, silently making you feel a certain way where you're not wanting to, you know, be respected or, you know, get the things that you deserve. You kind of feel with dating or love that it's just not happening right now. It's too much hard work. That you feel that maybe it's you, that you have too many boundaries set up, that you've been through so much that you just don't want that shit to happen again. But you are manifesting new love here. You know, you just got to keep pushing. Take care of you first. You have the Queen of Cups here, and she is all about, you know, with these two together, you know, it's all about don't take on too much. If love's not coming in right away, don't worry about it. Like, focus on you, your health, you know, and you have a travel card again. So I don't know, maybe take a vacation, take a trip, you know, to family or, you know, friends. But I am getting love for sure. But I'm getting that just got to be a little careful with them, you know, because you want that. And find out what the toxicity would be, whether it be, you know, they're just bad with their words, or maybe they drink, or maybe they're bad at taking advice and communicating. You know, it could be anything like that, but I do see someone there for you. You know, in the end, it takes a village. It really does. So make sure you're surrounding yourself with close family and friends that do care about you and that do love you. And you have the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel the finances and the career are going to set perfect in the near future. It's going to come together. And you have the Six of Cups. So I kind of feel like everything's going to work out with you. It's going to be, you know, I don't know if this is like a past loved one coming back into your life, or if it's just this person is just going to feel like that, you know, feel like home in a way, you know. So yeah, with the cards, I'm getting to not worry about work, step outside your circle a little bit. You will be getting an offer. I do see love, but I do see that heartbreak, so that's still showing. So, you know, to make sure to heal from that and take some trips here. Don't be afraid to take some trips here. And you have the Queen of Swords here, so kind of maybe, you know, back off on being too stern or too stubborn or too demanding, and just keep working on the Magician card, you know, the manifesting there. And all will work out well. You know, in the end, I do see a little bit of haggling over money, but with the Justice card showing in the beginning, I feel like it's all going to work out anyway. So just be careful with maybe another woman that's, you know, in your position, or maybe a mother figure, or just someone that is financially okay. Just be careful of any kind of butting heads with that person, and, you know, go back to the memories of, you know, childhood and not having to worry about all that stuff, you know. So always remember what's important is kind of what the cards are saying. All right, so let me know if you have any questions. And I'm sorry it took so late. I had run over on another one. But if I don't respond tonight, I will definitely respond tomorrow. Much love.